everyone, my name is Titilola and I am a childcare provider with Get a Sitter. Get a Sitter is a platform that connects parents and guardians with childcare professionals like me. We also provide educational content like this. In this video, we will be focusing on the physical development of preschoolers, mainly 4-year-olds, and we will be targeting their gross motor development. For this lesson, our first objective is for the child to be able to balance on one leg for a period of time, depending on if the child has been doing this before or if they've just started doing it. So an improvement on this is going to be if they're able to stand on one leg for a longer period of time than they were able to do it before. And standing on one leg can be when they are standing still in one position or when they're moving. Another major objective that this lesson is going to be focusing on is if the child is able to demonstrate coordination with their body when they jump from one position to another, or when they're jumping for distance, jumping from the ground up high, or if they're able to coordinate their body when they are trying to hop. The materials that we will need for this lesson will include paper plates, color markers. They could be red, blue, black, whatever colors that you have available. You can get about 3 or 4 colors. We're going to be needing dies. We are going to be reading the book Stretch, and we are going to be moving our bodies to the free song. So the adult can go ahead and introduce the lesson by letting the child know, oh, we're going to be moving our bodies today. We're going to be seeing how much our bodies can move, and then we will go ahead and read the book Stretch.
Stretch with me. Hands in the air. Count to 3. Hold it right there.
So if an adult was looking at this book with a child, what the adult can do is try to emphasize on the body movements that are recorded in this book. So for instance, the first page says stretch. So you can tell the child, oh, let me see you stretch. Can you stretch? How far can you stretch your hands? Let me see how far you can go. And you can also say, okay, so you have to hold still till after the count of 3, and then you count 1, 2, 3. Now you can put your hands down. That way the child is involved in this body movements, and that way you can include the body movements in a fun way while also trying to read to the child.
Out wide for a ride on the breeze. Can you stretch to the ceiling? Can you stretch to the floor?
Okay, so going forward with emphasizing on the body movements in the book, there is a part of the book which says stretch out wide. There is the other one which says stretch. Can you stretch to the floor? Can you stretch up high? So all these body movements, they are what the adult can tell the child to do. Say, oh, let me see how far you can stretch to the floor. And the book also has a picture of what stretching to the floor looks like. So you can ask the child to do that. You can ask the child to stretch up high. So how far can you stretch up high? And after reading this book with a child, and the adult has tried as much as possible to get involved in this body activities with a child, then we can go ahead and look and listen to the free song. The good part about this song is the fact that it has a lot of body movements that you can do. It is fun, it comes with a song, and it's what the child really enjoy. So this way you can really watch the child, see where they are developmentally when it comes to their gross motor skills, and see what you can improve on as time goes on.
Freeze. Come on, move. And freeze. Come on, move. On your left knee, your left hand on your right. Your knees move in and out. Your hands stay tight. Now keep on with your moving, but switch hands on your knees. Keep on moving in and out till we say freeze. Come on, move. And freeze. Come on, move.
This song is actually a fun song. The adult can participate in these activities with a child. some of the activities might be a little bit complicated for the child this age, but it's still something that they can try and see if it's something that they can do. It will be something that a child would probably would be very much interested in and want to try out. So it's okay to let the child try things out. And one major support that you can offer to the child during this lesson is trying to show the child what these activities are. So sometimes the child might not be able to get what the activity is talking about. Maybe, for instance, the video was saying, okay, put your right under your left knee and stuff like that. So as an adult, you should be able to show the child and say, oh, see what I'm doing. I'm putting my right hand on my left knee and I'm putting the other hand on my right knee, and I'm just turning. Can you do this? Can you try? Moving on to reviewing the lesson with this child and actually seeing what the child is capable of doing when it comes to what the first objective is. We can play the up on the paper plates game, and that's putting paper plates in front of the child and then telling the child, oh, can you up on the red one or can you up on the blue one? I'm going to show you a demonstration of what that is. So I do not have paper plates, but this is what I've done. I just label the floor with different colors. So I have the white one, I have the blue, I have the red, I have another blue, and I have another white over there. So if you have paper plates, what you're just gonna do is paint the back of the paper plate, or paint the inside of the paper plate with whatever color that you want. So with this activity with a child, you can tell the child, okay, so this is gonna be your starting point right here, and then you are gonna hop onto the color red. You see the color red over there, and the child could be able to right on there and be able to stay on one foot when they up on the color for a while. So this up on the paper plates game is a game that the child would really like and be interested in doing. So we can take advantage of that and keep switching the color. Say, okay, now jump on the color blue. And another thing that we can do is try to move the paper plates far apart. So let's say you were able to do about 3 inches distance between the plates. If you see that a child is capable of doing 2 inches, you can move up to about 4, you can move up to about 5, depending on the ability of the child. So this up on the paper plates game can be just an activity that you want to do, or you can also use this activity to review the lesson with the child. So moving on to assessing the child, we are going to be playing another game. This new game is called Roll and Move. So this is where we will have to need the dice and we will need a paper and a marker. So with this game, you get a dice, or you get whatever object that you can use to substitute a dice. So I have my dice here, and I also have the corresponding activity to each side of the dice. So for instance, this is 4. So when 4 shows up on the dice, then this is what the child is gonna have to do. So every side of the dice has a corresponding activity to it. You can switch up the activities if you want, depending on what the child is capable of doing, depending on where they are at developmentally. So this is what I've done. So I'll tell the child, okay, let me see you throw the dice. That's throwing the dice. I have 1. So what does 1 say? You have to touch your toes. And this is where you offer, some sort of support to, because, the child probably cannot read. So you say, oh, so this is number 1, and number 1 right here says you should touch your toes. That's what you're going to have to do. Can you touch your toes for me? Can I see you touch your toes? This game is a really fun activity for kids, and it's something that kids would be really interested in. So you can keep playing this game for as long as you want. You can play it for days, for weeks, and you can always switch up the activities anytime when you see that, oh, the child is, capable of doing some of these activities well enough. You can switch them up to a more challenging activity. And that would be all about assessing the child. So like I said, you can use this game to assess the child formatively. So you can keep, doing this game to see where the child is at developmentally, to see, what body part they can move very well, which one needs more support, which one needs more. Whenever you're able to identify the area that the child would need support or improvement, you can target activities towards that area and do something that would make the child improve on that. Thank you for watching. Parents and guardians, you may download the Get a Sitter app for more videos like this and to request for a childcare provider. The app is available on Apple and Android devices. Visit www.getersitternow.com for the desktop version. Bye.